Currently, there are 450 full-time roster spots in the NBA, and of all the players that will fill those spots, history tells us that only about 6 have a realistic chance to win the Most Valuable Player award this season. The NBA has been handing out MVP trophies since 1955-56, but up until the 1979-80 season, players voted on who would win the most prestigious individual honor. So focusing on the 42 winners since 1980-81, I've identified some shared preseason characteristics that winnowed the field to what history says should be the reasonable candidates. We'll start with an easy one. No MVP in the current MVP voting era has been in their first or second NBA season. The last time a player won MVP in his first 2 seasons was Wes Unseld as a rookie in 1970-71. Just like that, our field is sliced down to 343 remaining contenders. Next up is a big one. No MVP has averaged fewer than 32 minutes per game in the previous season. Goodbye, Kawhi and Ben Simmons. Better luck next year, Draymond.
It's okay, keep it moving.
After that, we're down to just 65 players. Let's take a closer look at this group of 65. That's better. Now let's consider team success. In the past 4 decades, every MVP that stayed with the same team had at least a .488 win percentage the previous year. The most recent exception to that was in 1978-79 with Moses Malone of the Houston Rockets. This cuts us down from 65 to 45, but takes out some big names. Sorry, Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, and yep, LeBron James.
What do you want me to say?
It's a dicey proposition to discount the 4-time champion, but a 5th MVP for LeBron at age 38 would be unprecedented. We can make one last big cut to our field by considering how MVPs ranked in the big 3 box score stats: points, rebounds, and assists per game. Every MVP finished either top 10 in one of those 3 the previous season, or top 20 in at least 2 of them. That takes us down to 19 players, losing 2-time MVP Stephen Curry and Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns, both of whom finished just outside the top 10 in scoring. At this point, we're going to have to get surgical. The lowest an MVP ranked in scoring average the previous season was Steve Nash at 75th. Applying that drops 3 players from our pool: Rudy Gobert, Kyle Lowry, and Chris Paul.
What?
We're down to 16. Additionally, the Nash corollary tells us that if you qualified by ranking in the top 10 in assists per game, you have to be elite in this category. Top 3 minimum. That rule dumps LaMelo Ball, Darius Garland, and DeJounte Murray, leaving us with 13 players. There's 2 clear outliers left: Jared Allen and Nikola Vucevic, who finished top 10 in rebound average. The players who won MVP ranking in the top 20 in only one category the previous season, like Allen and Vucevic, all finished in the top 5 in rebounds per game, so they drop out.
I embrace it.
We can make a final cut using these big 3 box score stats. Of the players who won the MVP after ranking between 6th and 10th in scoring average the previous season, all were in the top 25 in either rebounds or assists per game. DeMar DeRozan and Jason Tatum missed that cut, dropping us to 9 players.
That's a wrap. I'm out.
Wilt Chamberlain once went 6 years between MVP awards, but no player in the modern era has gone more than 4 seasons between MVPs. This removes 2 former MVPs from our list: Kevin Durant and James Harden.
Damn!
The last cut might be the most painful, but voter fatigue is real. In our sample, no player has won MVP 3 consecutive times, which would rule out Nikola Jokic after his back-to-back wins. We'll see whether Jokic can defy history. That leaves us with 6 candidates, including 3 favorites and 3 long shots. Very few people would be surprised if Giannis, Luka, or Embiid takes home the award this season. Giannis already has 2 MVPs, and each of these 3 players ranked in the top 5 in voting last season. Morant, Towns, and Young are a bit more surprising. Ja is still young and has some injury history, but on the other hand,
On his head!
neither Towns nor Young received a single MVP vote last season. But if their teams take a step forward after making summer trades for All-Stars Rudy Gobert and DeJounte Murray, they join this small group that fits the profile of past MVPs.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.